Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. If you are a beginner looking for a straightforward how-to-play guide for Monopoly Bid, you have absolutely hit the jackpot. We're going to skip the dense rulebook and break down exactly what you need to know to get this fast-paced card game on the table so you can start outsmarting your friends right away.
Okay, let's dive right into this. 3, that is the magic number. Your ultimate goal, the literal only way you walk away with bragging rights in this game, is to be the very first player to complete exactly 3 property sets. It sounds super simple, right? Well, as we'll see, getting there is going to take some really clever bidding and for sure a little bit of sabotage. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1, the goal of the game. 2, setting up the game. 3, how to host auctions. And 4, unleashing action cards. Let's get to it. Section 1, setting up the game.
First things first, you'll want to shuffle up the property cards and place them face down in their own separate deck right on the table. Next, shuffle the money and action cards all together to create your main draw deck, leaving a little spot for a discard pile right next to it. Finally, deal exactly 5 cards from that draw deck to each player. And hey, make sure to keep those cards hidden from everyone else. Your hand is your secret weapon here, so definitely protect it. Now, before you even kick off turn 1, there are a few crucial exceptions you need to know about. For instance, what if your starting hand happens to have 0 money cards? You don't have to just sit there and lose every auction. You actually get to immediately discard your entire hand and draw 5 fresh cards. Pretty nice, right? Once everyone is all set up, the youngest player gets the honor of hosting the very first auction. Oh, and a quick housekeeping note. If your main draw deck ever runs out during the game, simply shuffle up that discard pile and boom, you've got a fresh one. Section 2, how to host auctions. When it's finally your turn to host an auction, the turn flows chronologically exactly like this. Phase 1, every single player at the table gets to draw 1 card. Yep, everyone gets a card to refresh their hand, not just you. Phase 2, you, as the host, get to play any number of action cards from your hand. You completely dictate the pace here. You can play 3 actions, you can play none at all, totally up to you. Phase 3, once you are completely finished with your action cards, you just flip over the top card of the property deck to officially kick off the auction for the table. The second that property is flipped, the bidding frenzy begins. Every player secretly picks any amount of money cards from their hand to form their bid. And yes, you can absolutely choose to bid 0 if you're trying to save your cash. Then, on the count of 3, everyone simultaneously slams their bids face up on the table. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer suspense of the game. You have literally no idea what anyone else is throwing down until that very second. The player with the highest bid wins, claims the property face up in front of them, and tosses their bid cards into the discard pile. As for the losers, they get to take their money cards right back into their hands for the next round. But what happens when great minds think alike? Well, if you have the clear highest bid, congratulations, you win instantly. But if there is a tie for that winning bid, the tension really skyrockets. The tied players are actually allowed to pull more money cards out of their hands to add to their bid. They can just keep trying to outbid each other, going back and forth until a clear winner finally emerges. So, what happens if things just kind of fizzle out? If you hit an unbreakable tie, meaning neither tied player wants to spend another dime, or if literally nobody bids on the property in the first place, the card isn't discarded. The property just slides straight to the bottom of the property deck, and all the players take their bids back into their hands. Once the auction completely wraps up, whether the property was won or not, the player to the left of the host becomes the brand new host, and a new turn begins. All right, let's talk about building those winning sets. Matching colored cards make a set, and you just check the bottom left corner of any property card to see exactly how many of that color you need to complete it. And here is where the game gets incredibly dynamic. There is absolutely no hand limit. You can hold as many cards as you want. Even better, players can make deals and openly trade properties with each other at literally any time. Seriously, it doesn't even have to be your turn to start negotiating a massive trade across the table. Section 3, unleashing action cards. Let's look at the tools of chaos you can unleash during your host phase, starting with the wild card. This card is super flexible. It can be used to represent a card in literally any colored set you're trying to build. But definitely pay attention to the permanence here. Once you place a wild card down into a specific set, it is locked in. You absolutely cannot change it to another color later in the game. You gotta commit. Next up is the Draw 2 card. This one is straightforward, but honestly, undeniably powerful. Playing it simply allows you to draw exactly 2 cards straight from the main draw deck. It's just an essential, reliable way to quickly refill your hand with much-needed cash and action cards so you don't fall behind in the upcoming auctions. And now, the card that will truly test your friendships, this Steal card. This lets you take any one property or wild card directly from another player's play area. The only protection they have is if that card is already part of a fully completed set. Complete sets are totally safe, but everything else, fair game. Be prepared for some serious glares across the table when you drop this one and snatch a victory right out of their hands. But wait, what if someone tries to steal from you? Enter the Nope card. If someone plays an action card or a wild card that you just don't like, you can literally slam this down and say Nope. It instantly cancels out the card they just played, and both your Nope and their canceled card goes straight to the discard pile. Now remember this golden rule. The Nope card is the only action card in the entire game that you are allowed to play when you aren't the active host. It's your ultimate defensive shield. All of this, the suspenseful blind bidding, the tactical backroom trading, the ruthless stealing, and those clutch Nope cards, it all leads right back to this singular focus. As we covered at the very beginning of the explainer, collect 3 complete property sets first, and you win the game. Every single move you make, every dollar you bid, should be pushing you closer to locking down those 3 sets before anyone else can. You know the rules, you know the objective, and now you know exactly how to leverage this how to play guide into a victory. The only question left to answer before your next game night is, who are you going to steal from first? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I wish you the absolute best of luck at the auction block.